Welcome, my kin. This be Olin Odinson, bringing unto you a bloodwitch transmission. A bloodwitch transmission coming from Atlantis, specifically, and Lumeria. So, I mentioned we were going to do this in a previous video, in the video regarding my aura, and the colors of my aura, the purple and all of that. It has come to my attention that it is time to really step into my role as a channeler of ancient frequencies, of ancient timelines, of these things that I'm channeling without fear, without doubt, and at full speed. So I wrote the message that came through from Atlantis on this piece of paper, so we shall deliver it unto the collective right now. We want to tell those of our ancestry to say yes to yourself. Say yes to honoring the sacredness of your soul. Those we have drawn to this message know they feel a sense of wonder for what once was. We are and have been in the process of recreating the former merits of our society and civilization. But we realized, along the way, something clearly did not prove successful if your current world still is the way it is today. Therefore, those that wish to remember, we ask you to cooperate with the human whilst he chants the spell to recollect all that has been lost and retain all that will not only survive, but thrive in the coming days ahead. Be firm in your position in the mass awakening process, and do not allow outside opinions deriving from separation consciousness deter you from playing your role, whatever it is you choose for that to be. We have never been lost, simply hidden. Now, with all of that, I would like to deliver another message regarding oneness, something that we channel. But before we do, because of how synchronistic the channeling was, keep this in mind. Remember this moving forward as I tell you all of this. Put this right here. Let me not hit the mic 100 times like I have been in every reading. So this book, I buy these little booklets to free write, and it's incredibly euphoric and magical every time I do. But I didn't know what I was going to write in this book. With all that being said, I did have a binding energy. If you guys are interested in channeling, you don't have to channel, by the way. If you're here at this message, it's for a reason. Remember that. But if you're interested in channeling, a really, really good way is to just have any book and write just a general energy of what you would like to channel. It's just, that'll be the binding energy at the top of the book. Even though you may know nothing about said topic on the cover, anything that you free write in the book, it just all comes together in one way or another. I don't really know how to explain it, but best way to explain it is to show you guys. So, the beginning of this channel, I was just free writing, wanting to, look, here's some evidence. Here's some evidence. January 21st, January 21st, the year of 2019. I chose to write it on this book on this day, on the 21st day, and I just recently turned 21 in December 26th of 2018, and it was January the month of January, and it was the 21st day of January, and I was 21 years old, and I decided to say 21 lessons at the top of the book. Something was really just drawing my attention to the 21 number, and clearly 21 years old, something had to do with all of that, right? So with all that said, I figured, let's put that on this book and see what comes out of that. And I just wanted to create a channel to connect with Kindred, essentially, my beautiful Kindred, and just others who are curious about the spiritual journey of our Kindred and just of waking up in general. So, with all that said, here's some more evidence. I said, please help me deliver messages to those that need it. And they said, sure thing. And I was like, yay. And then I randomly wrote cows. Same pen, same thing. I randomly wrote cows. That's going to be very important. And I'm going to talk about it. Cows are they speak of fertility. They are just giving with ease with their milk and all that. Not that they do it deliberately, it's taken out of them, blah, 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 but, you know, they are just a very important, prosperous food source for the entire collective, aren't they? With all that said, I channeled this information like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't know, I was simply looking for free pages to write, because every other page is, like, written on. But this was, like, the only page that was free, pretty much, or at least had enough space, and I channeled that information on that. Keep that in mind. It's going to be important, because we're going to talk about what we read in the Book of Runes by Freya Aswin. And I'm just going to read this short paragraph regarding the rune Fehu, which is this rune. Let me show it to you guys. She has a picture here of the rune. F. So if you've been seeing F a lot, Freya, twins, they're Freya and Freyr, they're the twins, so this has to do a lot with that twin energy. There's, look at that, two sticks right there, F. So if you've been seeing something related to F a lot, fertility, wealth, this is probably definitely for you. So let's just read the paragraph. Fehu is the rune that represents the creative fire which emerges from Muspelheim. In its creative mode, the fire of Muspelheim is ever present. The same fire, at the Ragnarok, is encountered in its destructive mode, when Surt and the sons of Muspel devastate the worlds, so completing the cycle. In its creative mode, the fire impregnates the primordial ice, and out of this union is born the cosmic cow, Audhumla, again cattle. She is a representation of the mother goddess who gives birth to the giants and as well to the Aesir. She nourishes all that lives. Audhumla is depicted with many teats, and she feeds all living beings without discrimination. Giants and gods alike are fed by the primordial cow. The rune Fehu, therefore, has a predominantly female polarity. So, you guys don't need to know all of the terminology, but when I read that, I just had read that after channeling this, and I was like, what? And then, of course, I was like, cows, I would love the cosmic cow. Now, what is this information you're hyping up, Olin? It's not that hype, but it's very insightful, and just pay attention to the wording of it. Going back to this verse, where did we say it? Where did we say it? Thank you. Be firm in your position in the mass awakening process, and do not allow outside opinions deriving from separation consciousness deter you from playing your role. Keep that in mind with the separation, because what I'm about to say sounds like separation, but it's not. And you don't have to believe in any of this. This is simply my perspective. This is my opinion. We are all one with the Creator, not each other. Let me say that again. We are all one with the Creator, not each other. But because we are one with the Creator, therefore we are all connected. To say we are all one with each other is kind of separation if you really think about it, because you're putting the importance on each other. You're putting the weight of what you want to manifest on each other and other people. But when you put that weight on the universe and realize we are all connected because we are all one, because we are all the God self, yes, then you realize the power of being one, which is essentially the point of this message. It's realizing the power of being one. Like, what does that really mean? It means being one with Source. Not being one with each other, being one with Source. For being one with Source means we are all one together. That's why we are all connected. We can tap into the collective hive mind, and in fact automatically do when we are static in our ascension process. However, if it is your choice to ascend, then you must understand that you and you alone have chosen to ascend. So if you are choosing to ascend but other people aren't, and you feel guilty because you might leave people behind, you're not leaving them behind. You're actually leading the way for them to follow you, if that is your choice. So I'm going to leave that message there. I'm probably going to make a completely separate video just talking about that piece of information. But let's get to the spell. Because the whole point of this message is for those who are of kindred, for those who are just simply drawn to this message. If you feel within you just this desire to remember the past, to remember your purpose, I'm going to do this spell for you, completely giving, like out. I've already forgot her name. Like Almond, Audhumla, excuse me, the cow, the cosmic cow. Like her with many teats, completely giving to both giants and the Aesir. The Aesir being the Nordic gods who judged the giants. The battle between two races. Sound familiar? That's really all it was, you guys. Like, I'm sure there are people watching this video like, oh my god, he is so asatru, or oh my god, he is so religious in Odinism. Like, no, I am simply aware. If you guys are aware of the previous Blood Witch videos I did, this is channeling the power and information of our ancestors, blood, the information that is within our blood. All of these gods, all of these stories of the people that we know, this is what I channeled. You don't have to agree with me, but they're simply renowned people, renowned heroes and renowned villains. Just people who have made a very huge impact on humanity. Whether it happened at the same time or not, I always see it like this. I see a completely lost civilization looking for something to believe in, encountering a random old file, and see exactly what they were looking for. Of course they're going to call it their god. Of course they're going to do all of that and create an entire just temples and everything to devout themselves to said religion, to these heroes. But what they really were just our ancestors. What they were people who were important not because of any vanity, but for what they did. So I'm simply channeling those who have made a huge impact. Moving forward, hopefully, you and me, Kindred, in our own individual paths, whatever that might be. I'm an artist and I'm a writer. I don't just do tarot and readings. I am only 21 too, by the way. Like, please, I have a lot of time ahead of me. But that's my career. I'm very much an artist. So I'm not only gonna be on YouTube the rest of my life. There's many things ahead of me. But right here, right now, this is what we're doing. We're aiding the collective and bringing you guys with me on this journey on my ascension process to help those and anyone that wants to be here. So with all that said, this spell, these spells that we do here are very long term, like long term. So don't do them if you don't want to. Don't do them if you feel like you don't resonate, or if you feel like it's bad or with devil shit, like whatever. Like you can leave. I don't care. But what this really is these long-term spells that will play out and be a protector. Pretty much, thank you. They want me to say it in this way. It's like you're going to gain a new guide. You're going to gain a new guide in your ascension process. And this guide is going to help you remember your purpose and your past life regarding the life where you had the most impact. The life where you remembered your role. Things that are going to help your creativity. The fire that is going to impregnate the icy heart, the icy ground that you may be on, or just anything that may feel void, icy, the great void space. This fire is going to impregnate that void with creativity like a seed and grow throughout time. So, let us proceed. Kindred. I herken back to the beginning of Atlantis and Lumeria. I call upon their ancient wisdom and power. Flow in and through me in this now hour. Recollection abounds, greatness resurrects from the space of cold, traversed rapidly through the strike of sound, inevitably returning the greatness of old. The dawning of the old age does not without the new. Deeply rooted beneath the cave lies a dragon prepared to chew. Tempered and kind, no longer confined, by my side protected we fly. Recollection abounds, greatness resurrects from the space of cold, traverse rapidly through the strike of sound, inevitably returning the greatness of old. The dawning of the old age does not without the new. Deeply rooted beneath the cage lies a dragon prepared to chew. Tempered and kind, no longer confined, by my side protected we fly. Recollection abounds, greatness resurrects from the space of cold. Traversed rapidly through the strike of sound, inevitably returning the greatness of old. The dawning of the old age does not without the new. Deeply rooted beneath the cage lies a dragon prepared to chew. Tempered and kind, no longer confined, by my side protected we fly. By the power of 3 by 3, exponentially increasing, I flow this magic through me and Kindred. As I will, so might it be. And so it is. And so it is done. I should have said in the description box, this spell will be listed there before all of that. But you guys will watch it, and then you'll see this, and then you'll go back if you want to do it. But all you really needed for this one was to simply be present with this frequency. So, my kindred, and all those who are here, know that times are changing. Know that things are set in stone. Awaken your creativity and step into your role. Remember what it is that you must. Be inspired by your past lives and your guides. Now we're going to pull a card from the Monology deck. Just a general message before we leave. For those kindred present here, what can we tell them about their role? What can we tell those who are questioning their role? What can we tell those that want to know? So, confidence is the key to your success. Lovely. There is no other card that could have came out. It was actually at the bottom of the deck. And I shuffled it, I did the whole... and this card still came out. As long as you're confident in what it is that you're doing, you're not seeking validation from others in your role, just be your role. I'm not doing this video to validate my role. I'm doing it to move forward in my path and to share my magic and my love, to hopefully inspire others to step in their role. Because no, this is just the beginning. We're about to reach a year on YouTube, the January 1st. The eclipse on my birthday is really putting things into action, and we're letting it happen. Okay, my kindred, I bid you farewell. With that, I say to you, travel safely through the night, the mind, into the light, the divine. And I say to you farewell.